Look at that, overcast day again. Yeah, I've been walking my Japanese quarter horses down there by the bridge. Because, yeah, I get that down there. I still need to get back up here to get the other traveler. So, get my workout this morning. That, the sinuses this morning. And I'm really hoping that she's not staring at me while I'm opening this gate. What you think there, lady? Huh? And she's probably going to watch me open this one. I don't care if they walk through there. I don't really want them in here. But, yeah. I also haven't told them that this one hasn't been hot either. I'm going to say that's a 6 number, 611 or 612. Looks a lot like that new cow with the red tag, but I don't think there's a red tag. I think it's got a blue tag. And it's become nice since we put them on a pasture there. They come up to the barn for water most of the time. No, at least once a day, twice a day. But they haven't been up when I've been feeding. So we're saving a little grain. They probably should be coming up to get some grain though. But that's beside the point. And yeah, I wasn't going to wait the last few minutes last night, so I got to hand crank it in, but it isn't very far. Won't take long. Then, pump's been off long enough now that I'll have to prime it. It's going to be one of those days. Huh. Usually when I'm out here moving irrigation, it's, over on that corner. There's been a light on, like maybe the bedroom light just coming on. First time I've seen all those lights on. Maybe they been listening to the tractor runs. They figured they'd be up earlier. Who knows? Two idiots want to talk to each other across the fence. So Tuesday was going pretty good. It's pretty freaking muggy. I mean, I lost my coat almost an hour ago now. The little traveler has moved to where it's across that fence right there. The gun's actually right at those brace posts. It's hooked up, turned on, waiting for water. The reason that's ready before this is I realized that my adapter from the 3-inch hook to the 3-inch T was on a little traveler. Realized that's how we got to hook up here. Isn't that a pain in the ass? 3 adapters. But it works. So I get it all hooked up. I run it out. I had a heifer standing crosswise in front of me here, so I played with her for a second, wiggled the bucket at her. And I looked. What in the... Well, luckily things are lubed up good enough that traveled as it should with the hose, but going back in, that's not going to happen. Master link broke because that's a master link pin sticking out. It shouldn't be able to stick out that way, which means somewhere, probably laying here someplace, is the plate for it, unless it's laying up here in this mess. So yay. And I think I can just slip that out of there. I think. We're going to find out. But this is the drive-in through a gearbox. Chain there drives it off the reel. Way up there. And that's the idler end. And I don't believe there's any... I guess there's adjustment, but I don't know how much you want to move it because you get that one out of line. So anyway, that looks like 50 chain. I think I got some. I just got to get it out of here, and the clip for that master is still up there, but God, I don't know how the hell you get up there to get to it. So, I guess I'm not going to run it for a little bit. Oh, I thought she was coming to this door. It looked like she was reaching for it. Good morning. Smile and a wave right off the bat. Huh. Hi, sweetheart.
I just woke up from a nappy.
Who just woke up? Look at them styling jammies. Who's on your jammies? Who is that?
Say Minnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnie Mouse?
You're full of minis.
You say mouse?
Oh, a bunch of minis on you.
We got a cute outfit though for the parade.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be in the Banks Barbecue weekend parade. She's going to ride with little Ben on an old Ford tractor is what I heard. Probably the same Ford tractor that Maury packs her around in the yard with.
Yes, it is.
Huh.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
You gotta go with your boyfriend, Ben?
So,
Ben. Yeah.
So, Blakely, you going to help us fix the Traveler?
It broke. Oh, that's super cute.
Oh, boy. Look at that. What do we got on there?
They're little
Little
calves.
cows?
Yeah.
Little fuzzy cows.
They're
There,
Highlands.
you get a good
Highlands.
picture.
They're little Highlands.
She's even packing them over her pocket.
Mom got Chisakis too. We gotta undo.
Yeah, that's enough goofing around up here. Gotta get to work. See if I can do this without getting my finger in the way in a minute. Oh, who's that? Who is that? Giving yourself a funny look, huh? Huh? Yeah, waiting for Ty. She had to go to the bathroom. Let's see if we got some chain for the Traveler, just in case she just ordered some. And Blakely wanted to come see the cows. So, that's what we're doing. We got Minnie, 241, Dancer, and 0228, I think that's the end. And Minnie was being mean a minute ago. There was a calf trying to sneak in. Hey, hey. She's looking over because the steers are bellowing at her. What did you just do? What did you just do? There. Hey, quit playing with that. Hey. Oh. Silly butt. I'm a bad YouTuber today. I didn't show you that. Yeah, it's full of grease because it's got to be. It rides right against the slide that runs the carriage back and forth. So it's always very well lubricated, to say the least. I checked the chain. Chain's fine. Chain's, I mean, we've got another chunk there, but this one I strung it out and showed Ty how to check them. There is no slack in the lengths. It doesn't have any curve to it sideways. And it took me a little bit to find where we stuffed these. Figured they had to have been in the bottom drawer, and they were, but the red box was over the top of them when I first looked. Because these holes aren't a whole hole on this side. And the broken one, that's the only way to get it out was to drive it back the other way. It's clamped in there on the other one. I'm gonna hopefully be able to twist this a little and get it loose. Because to get the broken one out, I've got it clamped tight on that one. And once I get that out, that's what I went to town for. That is a 50-2 master. It's for a double chain for a coupler. There'd be one of these right here where my thumbnail is, and then that, and then a clip. N&S Tractor should have had something in stock, and they did not. He says, oh, well, I said, now where? And he says, well, one of the other two dealers. There's actually another one besides that, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to go see Tom. I'm pretty sure that didn't cost me anything because it's missing the one plate and it's missing the clip, and I got all parts I needed. I didn't even need this plate, but it was with it. And the other option was Mark's lift truck service, and I didn't have to go there because Tom had him. His helper was one of his guys was in the office with him, and he says, "Yeah, I know there's. I'll go get it." He comes back with one, and he says, "There's one there that doesn't have all the pieces to it." And I said, "Well, I don't need all the pieces. The biggest thing I need is the pins." So I gotta cut them off somewhere about there. I'll get that one out, then I'll have a length for sure, and go from there. In the meantime, put these away because I don't think I can use it on that at all. I can't hold that very well to do it. So you missed my trip to town. On the way in, landowner called me. He's been on me to try to get his hay cut, and they got a family reunion coming up this weekend, and he sure doesn't want me there from Friday till Monday anyway. Especially, we know it's got gophers in part of it. So hopefully tomorrow, if I don't get out today, I'll get over and cut his place. See what happens anyway. That's a place that's got the canary grass down in the creek bottom that's 10 feet tall and doesn't like to go through the freaking conditioner. So I'm not really looking forward to it. Usually he would mow around the creek, and that creek through there's, it's not very wide, but it's kind of deep. And freaking beaver and nutria and muskrat like to dig in the banks, and I hate being on the edge. That tractor weighs too much to go over one of their dens. So anyway, that's my story for now. I'm going to see if I can get that done, and it's going to be afternoon before we get this thing going. That's if I can get this to work right. Handy having a short piece sitting here so I can check. The bad thing is those holes, even those old ones, come out so freaking hard. Come on, see if I can do this one-handed. Yeah, I push them in pretty easy. And yes, I'd rather have them a touch long than too short. And I'm thinking I can push them in a little farther. But I think I'm going to clean it up really good and put a little bit of epoxy in there and then press them in. Because they'll go in, pretty much that extra distance I got there. Focus. So that's what I'm going to try. I might grab lunch first before I get too full of grease and everything else. We'll see. There it is. I was kind of disappointed. Both of those kind of slipped in there a little easy and slipped out. But I thought the red was the stronger one. The 270 one's more of a permanent. Requires 500 degrees to release it. So smeared some of that on, shoved it in. You can see I've slopped a little. Oh well. They're in there. They were equal. That looks better. They look even this way. I ended up with that short piece of chain on there and that on it, setting it on a vise and tapping those in. That one doesn't really poke through. That one kind of does. So just for fun, I might take the cut off because it fits in there easy and it doesn't hog out much quick. Touch that. But, it doesn't say anything on packaging. And I know that stuff's not instant. It says 24 hours to fully cure. So that's going to sit right there like that. I put the strap on it so they are lined up. If it sits there, if they're not quite lined up, it could be a real bitch later. That's one reason it looked funny. That side's down a little. There. Get them up even with the top. And say I'm going to let her sit there. I got other things I can do, like grab a bite to lunch, and I checked the mower after I got it home the other day and tell it's pretty clean and barely even started to wear the corners off those knives. I am impressed since we quit dealing with the factory knives and went to Shoop. They have held up very, very well. I mean, typically by now, with the number of acres we got done, those knives would have been flipped over, possibly even changed by now. And we're still on the first side. I mean, we always figure we did good to get 50 acres, maybe 60 on one side. If we flipped them at 50, we would get 60 on the other side because, you know, let them wear a little farther. But if you went to 60 or even a little more, you wear too close to center and then you don't have near as many acres on the other side. So that's my story on knife blades. If you don't already get them from Shoop, check them out. We've had really good luck with them. We've been through, oh hell, I'll bet we've been through 10 sets of knives through Shoop. John Deere knives held up fairly good when we had the Deere machines. The New Holland, not as good in my opinion. And these, I mean, you've seen what we're cutting this year, all the frickin' dirt they're going through. And they're just doing it. They're not wearing. So I'm good with that. Anyway, that's enough staring at that, right? Oh, I was going to show you the piece I cut off. There's maybe a 1/4 inch pin left on the strap that I threw away. So anyway, I can walk out of here, go find me some lunch, go pick on the grandkid for a little bit, unless she's napping. I'd probably pick on her anyway. And like I said, I'd rather let that piece sit there and get happy. And you know, I don't dare grind on that till it's set good because I don't want anything to wiggle around and move. Hopefully, I don't think the heifers will do anything, but hopefully Cowboy leaves the freaking stuff alone down there and doesn't go rubbing on shit. If everything's working, they usually leave stuff alone. So, this is what I'm doing. Splitting it right here because there's a fence post comes out there and there's a drop straight ahead anyway. Split it to the corner of their yard, and I'm really surprised to see the canary grass dried up already. And the nice thing here, we had a bunch of tansy in here a couple of years ago. This guy had this in filberts for a long time, and when they took the filberts out, they didn't do anything with it. And a couple of years ago, when we were way short on hay, he called and he says, "Hey, I got this little bit. You know, you guys used to farm it years ago. We get it for nothing." He's cool about stuff. He tries to get the gophers. Right here's the only spot I've found gophers in this little piece so far. And he told me when I talked to him earlier on the phone that him and his wife spent the last few days pulling tansy out here, that they were actually digging it up rather than just trying to pull it or break it off. I mean, either way, even if you break it off, I don't think it comes back once it's mature. If it hasn't done anything yet and you mow it off, it comes back. But he says, "Oh, there's some thistle out there I was going to go get." And I said, "I'm not worried about the thistle. Cows will eat the thistle." He goes, "Okay, so I know the tansy was bad." So, yeah, this little piece is kind of a pain, but then I'll get into that. But I'm not going to get into doing the canary grass till I get the other side of his driveway done. It'll be like this. It was actually better than this piece last year. This got a lot of annuals on this side. But anyway, no, he really wanted me, he wanted me to get it cut before all the fires were happening because he was concerned about fire danger, and I totally understand that. Especially where we don't pay anything for it. We just come in and do it and keep it looking decent for him. Uh-oh, good thing I didn't hit that. I'll have to remember that's there when I come back, because that's in the back swath. That won't be good. No, the reason he called me was because they got, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, they got a family reunion this weekend, and he's like, as long as you get it cut before Friday, that way, because he knows I'm going to make dust, and he wants to have time to blow the dust off of everything and water the dust off of everything, and, you know, I totally understand. We do anything and everything we can to keep landowners happy, whether we're paying rent or not. And I wish we'd have been able to have this cut a month ago, because this would still be a lot greener. I'm actually surprised how much green is in it. And the canary grass would definitely be a lot greener. And, it's still canary grass. Why? Because that's what's there, and that's what we got to deal with. And the bottom ground dries up enough in the summer to do something with, but other than that, it's kind of a bitch to get in there and work it. But I told him I'd probably find a few tansy, and so far I'm impressed. They did really good, because there's nothing in this little piece. Ask me how I missed seeing that on the last pass, or how I missed cutting it. I cut right up to the edge of it. I pulled about 50 of them along those trees. Half a dozen rosettes, the rest were full plants going to bloom. And 2 of them way down at the other end. But of course, you know, they weren't close enough I could see both of them from the same place. But they were close enough together to walk from one to the other while I was out of the tractor. Well, get this one out of here, and I don't see any more yet. I hope there's no more. Well, last year, I got this little tiny piece cut. I mean, that's the other field. It's right there. And I got screwed up on the other side over there by those trees and the other canary grass. I made it around the corner and plugged the rolls up at this end. I just backed them all the way off. And I've also pulled 3 tansies out of this little patch so far. And yes, I know, there's tansy there. There's another one over there somewhere, must be around the corner of that tree. A couple more over there. I'm not cutting that. And I'm not cutting between the 2 fields either, because I cut over a stump the first year. There's 2 stumps in here, and I am not going to deal with that again. And yes, there's a tansy there too. So now I hope to God the son of a bitch will turn over and I can get going, because I cranked her all the way off and I cut what I could. Finally got it. Except for that, and that's stuck in between. Ain't near a bearing, so I'm not going to worry about it. Smells some rubber, and I think it's actually the roll burning on that. And I know why it did it. With the flapper down. I'll show you. Run it right there. Can't push it through. What do we got? Oh, that's supposed to be a rubber piece. Well, right there. I guess it started. Get that sucker up there and let it clear. So I just open these all the way up. Landowner made it down here when I was about 3/4 done getting that unplugged. We had a nice talk. I needed a break anyway. Just gonna get this tree out of here now that it's dead. And he offered to help, but you know, wearing shorts, I wouldn't want to be down in that. Oh, he's wandering around getting him some blackberries. It's a glorious day. I'm almost done though. I got like 2 passes right there and then do the back swath. Then I got to go do the bigger piece. It's all behind me now. It's been a Monday. Traveler and plugging this thing. And then I wrapped up on the drive line. And then doing the back swath on that last little tiny bit. I don't know if it was a stump or a stick or what along the creek. But I found it. Bent the knives on the very end. That end. Had to straighten them up so I could finish not even a tenth of an acre. Did the landowner a little favor. Since his tractor ain't working to mow stuff, he said, "Can you mow between the stump and the trees below the house?" Yeah. Got that done. Now I'm gonna go home. What do I got? 3.5 hours cutting 12 acres? Over an hour that was unplugging. So, and I had time pulling pins and whatever else. I gotta wait for a vehicle. Go figure. By the way, from the end of the driveway where I was sitting there for the last little clip, if I could have gone straight across the road into his neighbor's driveway, I'd be home by now. Literally. By the way, I spit tobacco on pavement because nobody's in my way. And there's the gopher piece I cut the other day. Won't look bad considering. Yep, down the middle of the road. That's what that line is down the hood. That's the line up so you stay on the road. I definitely do that up here at the bridge, otherwise I'll hit the bridge with the mower. So anyway, there you go. There's our Tuesday/Monday. Hope everybody had a better one than we did, or than I did anyway. And hey, hope Hump Day's a good day. Thanks for watching, everybody.